get me? Hard lessons, you get me? I don't joke with the lessons, you get me? Real blessings,
Yes, family, what's cracking? Welcome to another episode of Unique Sessions. As usual, I got a little gem for you guys today, as usual. And what I actually want to share is from my favorite book. Come on, man, you know I have to, innit? If you watch the videos, you already know which one it is. That's right, it's Proverbs 4:25. Proverbs 4:25, it says, "Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you." I will say that again. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Now, the title for this one is The Wisdom in Focus. The Wisdom in Focus. Now, we all know that Proverbs is a book of wisdom. If you don't know, you know now. It's a book of wisdom. When you read it and you follow it, you're actually walking in wisdom. It's a book of wisdom written by King Solomon. I think it was contributed to by King David. I'm not sure, but I know it's predominantly Solomon. But yeah, the wisdom in focus. Now, what do I mean by that? I want to talk about what focus actually means today. And I've written a few things down actually. First of all is, why is focus important? Why is focus important? What is focus? Focus is paying attention to something. Focus is locking in mentally to something. This is not some what do you call it, Oxford or Cambridge dictionary thing. This is me just saying my understanding of focus is when you lock your mind on something, you meditate on it and you go towards it. The word also says that, okay, paraphrasing, if you pay too much attention to something, you'll inevitably go towards it. What a man thinks, therefore it becomes. That's my paraphrases. You're going to become more something that you focus on. You're going to head towards something that you focus on. You're going to act out things that you meditate too much on. So which is why I want to talk about the wisdom in focus. The word says, let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Now, what it's talking about is let your eyes look directly forward, which means if you're looking forward and you're not looking left, you're not looking right, you're looking directly forward, and it says, and your gaze be straight before you. That means that if you're walking on a road, you're headed on a journey, you're going towards something, are you going to be looking backwards the whole time while you're walking forward? No, you're eventually going to trip on something. You're going to fall over, you're going to stumble, you might hit a tree or a pillar or something, which is very funny. Which is very, very funny. But you should keep your eyes in front of you, because that way you keep an eye on where you're going. If there's doo-doo on the floor, you don't step on it because you actually seen it. Unless you're not paying attention. That's why it's important to focus on where you're stepping as well. If there's doo-doo on the floor, fresh doo-doo, some big dog just came and dropped it and you didn't see it and it's fresh on the floor, and you have those nice trainers that have those ditches under the shoes, it's a nightmare cleaning those things out of your shoes. And then you step on it, it's a mad thing. It's a mad thing. And that's just a very gross description of the importance of focus. Keeping your eyes before you, keep your gaze straight before you, and to keep things moving. Now, why is focus important? All you have is time. All you have is time. And what I mean by that is focus makes sure that if you're focused on the right things and you set goals and you've got things that you're trying to do and get done, when you focus on it, it's gonna take less time. But if you're distracted, something simple that doesn't take that long could take a much longer time. All you have is time. We all have 24 hours in a day. Once time goes, we can't get it back, and we don't know how many years we have left. We don't know how many years. Some people like to live like they have 100 years. We don't know. If you reach 100 years, well done, nice one. If you don't, well, that's normal, isn't it? And that's what I'm trying to say. Some people get to 50, some people get to 60, some people get to 70. All we have is time. When you say you're going to do something, clear out everything else and get it done if you don't have to multitask. So when you're focused on something, make sure that you're focused on it, you get it done, you do what you need to do, you pay attention so it's done well the first time. The second is distractions take too much from you. Distractions take too much from you. If you're trying to get something done, maybe you're trying to write an essay, maybe you're trying to, when you're trying to write a book, write a new song, you're trying to get something done. If you're not concentrating, if you're not focusing, if you're not keeping your eyes straight before you, it's going to take a lot more time, and you may not even get the best results out of it as well. Imagine something you could do in 10 minutes, but then as you sit down to do it, your phone rings, or maybe your phone pings off and you start responding to messages, and you've been on WhatsApp for, or Instagram, or you're DMing people for an hour, and it only takes 10 minutes to do the job. You sat there for an hour doing something you don't need to do instead of focusing on things that you need to get done. If you do it, Stay focused, bang, 10 minutes, done. You could do a lot more with your day when you stay focused. Life is very subtractive. I learned that from a friend. Life is subtractive. I want you to pay attention to this. It really hit me. Life is subtractive. It says when something is gaining your time, when something is gaining your time, something else is losing out. Think about that. Life is subtractive. That's what that means. When something is gaining from your time, something else is losing out. So what is most worthy of your focus? Because where your focus is, that's where you're going to go towards. You may not realize it, but you should think about what you pay attention to a lot these days. What are you focusing on? You'll see that it actually has a profound effect on your life. So it's important to not just focus, but focus on the right things, because life is subtractive. When you're at work, you're not with your family unless you work with your family. When you're going somewhere else, you may, for example, when you're spending time with one friend, another friend may not be about, so that means they're losing out. If you're spending time with two friends, a third friend may not be there, so they're losing out. If you're going somewhere else, let's say you have to go to two places, but you're only able to go to one a day. Or maybe you go to one, the shop was closed, but that's the most important, so you must go the next day. The next thing that you're supposed to, the other location you're supposed to go is going to be pushed further back. Life is subtractive. If you're at work, you're not with your family. If you're with family, you're not at work. If you're taking your girl out on a date, you're not, unless you make passive income, you're not going to be making money while you're out with your girl on a date. You're spending money on your girl, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say. Life is subtractive. It's very important to, one, focus on the right things, train yourself to focus and get it done. Because when you don't, the things that you're not paying attention to are losing out. When you're not focused, you don't always get the best out of what you're doing. So it's very, very important as well. And I understand there's a lot of crazy stuff happening at the moment. Do not let yourself be distracted by those. Stay focused and flexible to make the necessary adjustments, because things are always going to happen that we have no control over. That's life. You're trying to, I've noticed something. When I'm trying to get something done, that's when my phone starts ringing off the hook. Now, I have two choices. I can either quickly answer them and say, sorry, bro, I'll call you back, or sorry, can I call you back? I need to get this done. Or if you don't have that kind of discipline and you know you're going to stay on the phone for too long, make sure that you don't pick her up. Turn off the phone, put it somewhere far away from you, and get done what you need to get done. Because once it's done, out of sight, out of mind. Well, unless you're trying to ignore what you're doing. But what I'm trying to say is, once you get the work done, it's done. You don't have to go back. I remember there was a time where I got really distracted. I was looking way too much at my circumstances. I started to get discouraged and deflated by what I was seeing, and I couldn't concentrate on what I was meant to do. That's because I was in a very distracting environment. It can either be because of lack of discipline. Maybe I wasn't disciplined enough to deal with that environment, because some people can work well in noise. I can't work well when there's too much going on around me. So I had to make sure that I got myself to a place that was quiet to be able to do what I need to do. For example, it used to be very easy for me to work from home, but there's a lot going on at home at the moment. So I decided to go out and start booking out whole studio days to get my music done, because it's taking too long. I have a project coming out soon. I had to say it on my own channel. Yes, a new project. I'm not going to say the name. And in order to finalize this project, I needed a quiet space to make sure that, one, I don't just concentrate, but I get the best out of my own mind. When my mind is fully focused on one task, I can think in detail instead of being pulled all over the place with my energy going everywhere else. So that's where the wisdom and focus comes from. If you say you want to do something, train your mind to focus. If you know you can't, get yourself to an environment where you can get it done. Because when you're there, you're making the best use of your time at what's most important as well. You're focused on the most important things, and your life's going to go more towards what you prioritize. So it's important to stay on your job, stay focused, and keep moving. And that's to all of you. We all get distracted sometimes. We all get, confused. We all get pulled left and right, but we should try and strive to keep our eyes dead center in front of us and moving towards the right goals. I hope that helps someone today. My name's Unique Creation. Much love. See you at the next one.
You get me? Hard lessons. You get me? I don't joke with the lessons. You get me? Real blessings, fam. Took losses but never lost myself the last lesson.